Hey guys, back at it with another roulette strategy to put against a survival test. This test was created in a longer format to highlight the potential pros and cons of a strategy, weeding out the good ones from the bad ones. Then as a community, we modify and refine the good ones to make them even better. If it survives that process, we can then program it into the new Viper Strategies software on my other channel. Link to the channel will be in the description below if that's something that interests you. On this test, every strategy will get a fair shake at 90 spins. That equates to about an hour and a half of live playing time in the casino. So there will not be a time limit. We are going to play out all 90 spins or until the system fails. All results are unedited. All videos are posted, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every system will receive a grade on performance that's posted at the end of each video. And if you are new to the channel and want to join us on the quest to finding the best, subscribe now and hit that notification bell to stay up to date, because it won't hurt you none, but it might help you some. Okay, in today's video, we are stacking strategies. We're going to do a test within a test. I'm going to do the traditional 90 spins survival test, right? But I've been playing around with an idea of stacking strategies. Why am I doing this? Maybe there's not a single strategy that always works. So the idea behind this is finding those complementary strategies that work well together to capitalize off playing that way. I've ran a couple videos on my other channel, Viper Strategies, with this idea that yielded some pretty solid results. Now those results, those strategies that were tested, they were a little bit more complex. They had custom progression. So not going to do that with today's video, but we are going to do that type of test. It's just the systems that we're going to run are a little more basic, but it's going to give you the general idea, and we're going to go from that. But before we jump into today's video, I do want to congratulate and welcome the new Viper Nest Inner Circle members. A lot of you guys already have access to the software, a lot of great feedback already. You guys are having fun with it. I'm very excited to start this new journey with you guys, and very, very, very exciting times ahead of us. The future looks bright. So with that being said, when this posts, there's going to be another 24 hours before we close this inner circle. Well, we got enough in the circle, but we could stretch it out for another 2, maybe 3. So if you're interested, in the description below, there's more information, how to sign up, how to gain access to it as an inner circle member. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Reach out. My email's down below and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to lay out the bets. We are using random system, so we're going to use $2 as the unit size for random system. And then we're going to go ahead and play this one's roulette jackpot. So let's go ahead and couple these. Again, this is why we test. Let's see if they pan out. Okay, so $1 right there to start. And this is spin number 1. So this one is going to be important to track our lows for bankroll at the end of the video when I'm going to go over with you guys. And our highs, of course, as well. Okay, so we start off with a loss. That's a partial loss. We're going to treat partial losses and full losses the same. Okay, so let's see. So we hit 27 red. That's a miss on Randall. So that's going to go up 2 units. And then we did hit the 27. So that we did hit 19 through 36. So we're going to spin again. All right, $5 hit right there. We're up $2. We're on this one. I think it's safe enough to just set $10 profit goals. So let's go ahead and roll with it. Okay, $10 is going to be the session profit goals before we do a reset. So we're going to keep our bets right here. Spin again. This is spin number 3. We're at $2 in profit. All right, another good hit. We are now $7 in profit. So let's go ahead and rebet, keep it here. Beautiful, another there's a jackpot number, nice. All right, start off very hot. So our session win was 24. Okay, so new session high, keep track of that. And let's go back to our base level. Well, actually, we are at our base level, right? Oh, no, we're not at our base level bet. Okay. So back to 2 right there. Double check that. 2 and then 1 right there. Base level is a $5 bet. All right, stacking random system with roulette jackpot system. Both have done well in the past. Another great number came up. All right, we're at 31. So we're going to go ahead and repeat. We're going to try to shoot for $10 session profit goals. Or approximately. You don't want to chase too hard. All right, that's a miss right there. So that's a miss on Randall's. So Randall's goes up 2 units. And that one stays right there because it keeps winning. We're on a roll with the high numbers. Okay, so we hit one of those, that first dozen. So that means that we're going to repeat the bet. Randall's lost, so we're going up 2 units, or $2, which is a unit for that strategy. Now from here, we go up to 2. Okay. Let's see what we get here. All right, there's another full miss, so we're going to go ahead and increase both strategies. And then now this one goes 2 to 4. Let's see what we get here. Remember, our session high was 31. We're going to shoot for $40 in profit to reset. And we are on a losing streak right now, so let's see if this will pan out for us. We're going up 2 here, 2 here. And now we're at a $4 bet. So once we get to that $4 bet with this strategy, we're going to pump in a double streak right there. Okay? And there's a bunch of variations, and I ran a bunch of different modifications for the roulette jackpot that did very well. That's why I chose it to play today. All right, that's a nice $35 hit where we are up $20. Remember, our session high was 31. So we're going to hold our bet right here. Spin again. All right, there's a $5 win. Simply rebet and spin. Oh, you know what? I forgot to increase the roulette jackpot one. That was my fault. Let me go ahead and I was getting ahead of myself. So let's repeat the bet. Both lost right there. This goes 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's go ahead and add in 1 right here. And then just make sure I'm following that one right. Okay, so we're going to go, okay, 1 right there. And since we missed that last one, let's go ahead and put all 3 double streets plus that $4 bet right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin. Sorry, it's a little confusing. Using my human brain to run these strategies separately is tough. I'm getting very comfortable with using the software instead. Does all the thinking for me. All right, so I'm going to repeat this bet. So this goes up. This goes up. We hit 28, so that one's going to stay right there. It's not going to go. The other system, which is roulette jackpot's not going to increase because it got a hit. All right, let's see if this works. I did think about increasing both simultaneously on partial hits and full losses, but let's just see how this pans out today. Like always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe I make better adjustments next time. So 2 go up here, 2 go up here. That one stays right there. So it's actually playing as a hedge bet right now. Spin again. And we've hit the lowest we've been so far is minus 38. Okay, so we got a 18 red. That's a $9 return. So we're going to repeat the bet. Spin again. All right, that's a jackpot number, $71 hit. We're up to $42. We are in a new session profit. Hit that $10 mark. So we're definitely going back to base. And we're going to go $2 random system, and we're going $1 right here. Let's see what we get here. And of course, we got a full loss, so both systems must increase in the progression. And we spin again. This is spin number 20. $24 black is a hit. All right, we're at 43, trying to get to 50. Simply rebet and spin, because both of them hit, Randall's and the roulette jackpot. All right, there's another jackpot. Speaking of jackpots, we're up to $57. So go ahead and log that. Keep track of that. We're going back to our base level bet. All right, so that's almost at 60. Let's shoot for 70. All right, so that's a hit on the roulette jackpot, a miss on Randall. So Randall's goes up 2 units on both the dozen and column. And we get a 7 red. 7 reds, a miss on both, so both of them increase. And again, you can play around with the progression on this too. I'm just showcasing and seeing how it runs like this, but maybe a positive progression might play better. Maybe foot on the gas might play better. We got another full loss, so both increase according to their own progressions. So we're going $4 right there. Total bet is 20 bucks. Spin 25. Our high was 57. We're shooting for 70. Let's see what we get here. We got a 35 black, and that's a nice $12 hit. So both of them hit. That means they both stay right here, and we spin again. All right, we got a nice $12 hit. We're at 55. We were at a high of 57. We're shooting for 70. So let's keep our bet here. Let's see if we get another hit right here. Should reset us. And I like these two coupled because it does have a high coverage. All right, that's a partial miss though. So we're going to go ahead and so we hit the roulette jackpot strategy. So this one we missed on Randall. So Randall's goes up. All right, there's a full loss right there. Both systems increase in the progression. Now it's at 4. So now we go ahead and plug in our first double street. And we got a hit on 34. So that one's going to stay right there. But we missed on Randall. So Randall's goes up. This is spin number 30. And it looks like we got a $59 win. That put us up to $63. We were shooting for 70. This would be, we are a new session profit, but let's just stick with that milestone. Let's go ahead and rebet and hold here. I think we get another hit that's going to jump us up quite a bit in profit. Again, you can play this however you wish. All right, we got a 31. That's a 19. That's minus 19. That's a partial miss. So we're going to keep the bet right there with the roulette jackpot, but Randall's goes up in the progression. So at this point, that offset, that roulette jackpot is kind of playing like a hedge bet. So we're going to go ahead and increase Randall's only. That's a good $21 hit, but we're not quite there. So we're going to rebet, hold it here. Let me make sure we got the 20. Yeah, that's an overlap still. So that's a win for both. I'm starting to think maybe I should up the progression on both of them. I think that might have been the better play because not right now we're kind of like leaning more on Randall's strategy to get us back in profit. Okay, so we rebet. We hit both, so we're gonna keep it here. But let's just play it out. Let's see how it goes. All right, full miss right there, so both will increase. We're gonna add another unit over here. Spin again. There's a $14 hit. Repeat and spin. Oh, actually, I should have increased on the roulette jackpot. That was my fault. Okay, I'm trying to keep track. 28. We're at 56. Rebet. Let's go ahead and just add that other one in for the roulette jackpot strategy and spin again. We're at $56 in profit. Trying to get to 70. Okay, there's another full whack. That does not help. So we're going to increase both of them. So 2 here, 2 here. We're going to go 2 here and then 1 on each of these double streets. All right, we got a 18 red. It's a small win. We're going to repeat, spin again. This is spin number 40. Another full. Oh, no, that's a partial win. Okay, so we hit Randall's. He stays there. Now we go up on the roulette jackpot. So 2 units on the highs, 1 on the double streets. Massive $105 hit. New session profits at $134. Maybe this is better to play in just new session high. I mean, that's working out beautiful. Okay, back to basic. Keep it safe, guys. 2, 2, 1 here. All right, spin again. Those jackpots really play. That's the benefit of overlapping different strategies, is right there, because we already know that there's a good jackpot potential with Randall's system, but you still have an overlap with the other one. So let's go ahead, and we lost both on that one, so both go up. And we get another 10 black. There's another loss, so both go up again. Wow, 3 losses in a row. That's okay. We want this when we're simulating and we're testing, just to see if it can come back. How resilient is this way of playing? Now, I'm not calling it a strategy because we're running multiples, but let's see how it plays out. That is a 5, so that's a partial win. We're going to go ahead and collect. Where are we at? 106. We're going to rebet. So we hit on Randall's. So we're going to go ahead and add 1 right there to that double street with the roulette jackpot and spin again. All right, partial miss. Okay, so we hit roulette jackpot. We're going up with Randall's. All right, hit 1, miss the other, so we increase in the progression on 1 strategy. And we got a 35 black. That's a nice overlap right there, but we are still down, so we're going to simply hold our bet here and spin again. And look at that. Green number comes up. That's a full whack, so we're going to increase both. Go up here and bump up 2 right here. Okay. This is spin number 50. And we get a 28 black, but that's a partial miss. So we are going up on Randall's. All right, there's a full miss right there, so both go up. And let's see what we get here. And it looks like we got a 33 black. That's another partial hit. So Randall's goes up. The other one stays there. This is really making me think that we should have started them both consecutively. But look at that. We got another 20. Another big hit, 94 bucks. But you can see that that was not enough. All right, we're not in a new session high, so we're going to simply hold our bet here. Spin again. All right, we keep hitting that one, but we need the overlap. We haven't hit those yet, so we're going to hold the bet on 1, increase Randall's. All right, what do we get? A 15 black. So Randall's hit. We missed on the high lows. So this one goes up. So roulette jackpot goes up the progression. We're back up 70 bucks. Session high was 134. Let's see what we get here. All right, that's a $41 win. We're not quite there. We're going to hold our bet here. We need a couple wins and we should be able to reset. And I just jinxed it. We got a little win right there. We'll take it. This one goes up 2 more. 1 on the double streets. And we spin again. We're at 114. Our session high was 134. Jackpot number, I'm calling it right now. I jinxed it again. All right, got a green number, so we must increase in the progression yet again. Both of them go up. Now we're getting pretty high in the progression. Maybe we need 1 hit or 2 to get us back into session profit or session high. All right, that's a partial miss. So that one stays there. Randall's goes up. We're getting super high in the progression, but still in profit. That's the crazy part. And let's see what we get here. We get a 21 red. That's a nice $55 hit. We're going to repeat. And that was 20. So both of them hit. So we're going to hold our bet right here. Remember, only increasing on our losses. Oh, by the way, last one was spend 60, so this one was 61. 137. We are in a new session profit, but I'm feeling a little froggy right now, so I'm gonna hold it right here for one more bet. Trying to get another win. Oh, bad move. That's those inner instincts we have. Just one more. Don't do that. I'm only doing that because this is fake money. It's not real. It's just simulation. And it's just for demo purposes. Okay, so we actually, let me take those off because we hit the 11. But we missed on the roulette jackpot, so that goes up. All right, we spin again. And we get a 13. Black is a partial miss. So this strategy goes up. The roulette jackpot. All right. We're at 126. All right. We got another partial miss. So we're going to go ahead and increase on the roulette jackpot. Still at 113 in profit. And let's see what we get here. And we get a 26 black. That's a nice $70 win. We are in a new session high of $183. Beautiful. That was spin 65. So we're going to go back to base. 2 here, 1 here. We're at 183 at spin 65. Oh, and we got a 14 red, man. That was a jackpot number. All right, it's okay. Let's keep our bet here. This one goes up because we missed on that one. New session profit is at 190. All right, we got a hit on both. Beautiful. We are at 194. Let's try to get to 200 before we do a reset. I feel like I keep jinxing myself. I say something like that and then boom, bad number. Okay, both go up in the progression. This one goes to 4. Nice $8 win. We are at 196. Let's that's an overlap, so both hit. So both stay the same. Okay, nice $12 win. We are in a new session high at $208. That was spin 70. So we got 20 more to go. We're going back to our base level bet. Back to base and keep it safe. All right, so roulette jackpot hit. That stays there. Missed on randos. That goes up. Four blacks, a miss on both. Our session high was at 208. It was a nice $8 hit. We are at 204. Let's go ahead and repeat and spin again. All right, so we're back to our session high, but we're not in a new session high. So let's repeat the bet. And it looks like a 16 came up. So this one goes up to 4. This is spin 75. Nice jackpot hit. $28 coming back. We do reset because we got a new session high at $236. Beautiful. All right, back to our base level bet. One here, $5 total bet. And let's see what we get here. Rondo wins. Keep that bet there. We increase on the highs. Seven reds a total miss, so we increase both strategies. All right, 19 red hit. That's $8 back. That is a new session high, but not happy with the $3 increase, so I'm going to hold it right here. I am going, so both of them hit. See if we could get another hit. So this is our new session high, is 239. All right, that's a push. I'll take it. Let's rebet and spin again. Not a win, not a loss. Let's see what we get. We got a 36 red. That's a partial miss. So we missed on randos, so randos goes up. This is spin number 80. We got 10 more to go. And we get a 24 black, is a new session high, $245. I'm going to just ride the wave, baby. I'm going to ride the wave. So I'm going to rebet and try to hit one more. And every time I try to, I'm jinxing it. I know I am. All right, miss on both. Both go up. This one starts to add in the double streets after that $4 bet. There's a partial miss. So we hit that one. Okay, so everything's squared away. Our session high was 245. Let's get a good number here. There's a $13 hit. That put us at 229. Hold the bet here. Spin again. We're approaching the end. And we get an 8 black. That's a $5 hit. We're at 234. Rebet. We're going to increase right here. Actually, we got to put one right here first. Okay. Another whack. See, I should have reset. Play smarter, not harder. But like I said, this is all about experimenting. So I'm going to go up 2 here. Oh, no, I don't do that. Not yet. Let's see what we get here. And we get a 29 blacks. A nice win. We're at 229. Let's go ahead and repeat the bet. Hold it here and spin again. Got a few more spins to go before we wrap up the test. All right, partial miss. So Randall's goes up. Randall's goes up. Nice $65 return. That's put us in a new session high of $279. All right. So now we go back to our base level bet. Dollar here. This is spin 89. We got one more after this, and we wrap it up. All right, there's a $3 hit right there. So we're going to spin again, hold our bet here. New session highs at 282. And we got $1. So we ended on a win. $283 is our session high, and that's where we ended as well. Okay, so final thoughts on this. I think it performed well. What I have jotted down here, the lowest we went, let me see, what is the lowest we went? Minus 38 is what I have. I'm going to go look back on that just to double check. But minus 38, we did teeter up and down, but we do have high coverage. Also, peaked out at $283 in profit. Now, at this point, this is the part I want to cover, okay, guys? I've talked about it on previous videos, and I think it's very important. Now, this seemed like you've seen a lot of bad numbers came out, but we were mostly floating up and down in profit. I just want to just say you can play this any way you want. I'm here to show demos, and the point of this channel is we spitball ideas, we brainstorm, and collectively, if a system's good enough, let's put some energy in it and make it great. Okay, now it's not just about a system. Now we're going down the road of, hey, let's start stacking systems like this one. It ended up working well. I just picked 2 random systems. Maybe there's a better stack out there, maybe a stack of 3. I don't know. I'm just throwing this idea out there so you guys can start playing around with it too. Okay, so with that being said, let's go over the bankroll stuff. Okay, I brought it up in some other videos, but some of you guys may not have seen those, so I'm going to speak on it right now. Bankroll. So most ways bankroll is calculated is counting the progression levels and then what your unit size is, and then you kind of just add all of those cumulatively and get a bankroll. So like if everything goes bad, it could be like $872 or whatever is calculated. Well, the new thought process that I have is, for instance, let's say we're going to use this one for an analogy, okay? We run this same test. Now, I did a lot of modifications and tweaks, but I'm just saying, if you play it rigid on the rules that you set for a specific strategy, even if it's not this one, run at least 10 sessions. Why are we going to run 10 sessions? Well, that's going to get you, like for instance, this one went into our bankroll, or not our bankroll, it went minus 38. But then they're not all going to go minus 38. Maybe you struggle a lot with one session and it goes minus 150. Another one maybe never goes in the minus. So do you see what I'm saying? Get those averages, and let's just hypothetically say, because I'm not going to run 10 right doing it with this app. It will take forever, take hours. So you would get the average between all those losses, and let's just for easy numbers, let's say it comes out to an average loss of $150. Okay. Now, if I calculated this the traditional way, this may be a quote unquote $1,000 bankroll. Okay. So instead of $1,000, on average, it's going to dip down minus 150. So you want to have enough bankroll to cover that. So you can go right at that 150 mark, or ideally push it to $200, give you a little buffer. Here's the key part. So now you go into the casino or you go online, wherever you prefer to play, and you play it with $200. And let's just say that first session, boom, you lost. Okay, you lost your entire bankroll. That's it. That's it for the night. Stop right there, because you only lost 200 versus losing $1,000 trusting that system, right? So to me, the way I think is like, okay, lost $200. All right, I'm gonna lick my wounds. I'll come back to battle another day, because that's easier to recoup. You can see it, based off this analogy, that I would be able to recoup off of one session that $200 loss. using today's example. So today we peaked out at 283. So if that following session after that first loss and you make 283, well, you just got your money back plus 83, right? How you got to think how much more difficult would it be trying to chase and gain back that 1,000? Do you see where I'm going with this? So it's just like you there are nights, and I like to bring this up as well. There are nights that like you might walk in, you might be in the negative the whole time. It's just not your night. It happens. It's part of the play, okay? But there's also those other nights where you're like, dude, can't freaking lose, man. Awesome. So on those nights, I recommend riding the waves. Like that's how I like to reference it. Just ride the wave, and then just start putting some money in your pocket, okay? And then start readjusting like your losses. Don't play until you lose that $200 bankroll. I'm not saying that. Let's say you're up 100, put 50 away. If you're up 200, put another 50 away. Do you know what I'm saying? And then once you lose, let's say you're like, okay, if I drop more than 50 bucks, 80 bucks, 100 bucks, I'm already up. I'm just going to stop there. So you got to play smarter, not harder. I'm trying to share everything that I've been learning through this entire process. So I hope it helps. Let me know what you guys think about this. This one played out pretty well. I know I messed up a couple things and adjusted a couple things on throughout the session, but I want to just demo this, paint the picture. And again, I'm getting long-winded, but that's what I do. I was born with the gift of gab. So with that being said, like always, till next time, be cool, stay cool, peace.